Ooh, and this is gonna be a Kiriki if I had to guess. So if I just let the pigs come a little ways towards me, and then let's try not that stairwell, but this stairwell should be the one. Fantastic. Oh gosh. Kiriki goes invisible. Thanks for that, friend. Well, the pigs are a lot faster, so we could just drag them around the corridor here. I have lots of teleportation, so I'm also happy to use one of those up. Is there any good method here for us to take care of our friend without accidentally murdering any of the polymorphed sons of guns that are forced to follow? Might be a little tricky. But we'll at least do our best to start off here, and worst comes to worst, we can always break our tenets of morality here, and we can just do what needs to be done. But that will be a last resort kind of option, and otherwise we'll see how things go before we do so. Ooh, a flaming axe. I will also pick up right away here for any other hydras that we might come across over the course of our swamp adventure. It's also nice having some fire resistance. I feel like the last few times I've come through swamp, I've not had such luck, and those wisps have been an absolute nightmare across the board, so that is fantastic. And oh, I'm not currently wearing a cloak at all. Okay. Then I would definitely like to see what you have in store. +2 cloak is nothing too special, but still very much happy to get a bit of additional bonus to our armor class here. Could be the difference between life or death at the end of the day, so I will gladly take that. And what else? Spirit Guardian Amulet can probably hit the dirt for the moment. And here we go with the Hydra. Let's actually switch our current axe to A, our secondary axe to B. And that allows us to just hot swap between them. And again, we weren't really struggling with Hydras, but just getting that extra little bit of insurance to make sure that they're not going to be a problem seems prudent at the very least. And I'm not going to complain too much about that. A File of Floods is also quite lovely for dealing with spellcasters. Won't necessarily need to resort to our silence. I can't wear boots, right? Correct, I cannot wear boots. I mean, fortunately, boots of rampaging don't really mean anything to me, seeing as how we do that innately anywho. Ooh, and you could be a problem, my friend. At the very least, the tentacled monstrosity was alone, otherwise that very easily could have gone a different direction entirely, but not too shabby. Oh, wielding a heavy weapon, so you Minotaur Berserker of Trog. And what do you have? A heavy Executioner's Axe, it's looking like? Don't see where you're wielding it, but from the tile, just taking a peek, that definitely seems to be the case. So, you know, I'm not too worried about getting in there at the moment. Let's just continue to make our way down. I'll definitely step on the stairwell here. Who does spectral weapons? Oh, you have a spectral quarterstaff. How about that? Fascinating. We'll definitely Trog's hand here just to get a bit of additional regeneration. There's also quite the crowd we're gathering here all of a sudden. Don't know where that came from. My two-headed ogre immediately dies. Okay. You would have thought that we triggered a mark trap or something just by the sheer volume. Potentially what we'll do is we'll read a teleport, and then that will hopefully get us out of here before anything too terrible happens, while also giving us a bit of an opportunity to get some preliminary damage off. Wow, that's a great teleport. Thank you, DCSS. I appreciate it. Well. Could just brother in arms. We get a two-headed ogre, so that's all right. Nothing too special there, but not too shabby either. And then let's just drink a heal wounds to play it a little bit on the safe side. Swap over to our main axe here. I think we can afford to do so now. Most of the hydras are taken care of. Holy moly. And we do take a bit more damage than I would like. Guess a bunch of berserk sons of guns are a little bit dangerous. Holy moly, again, that was quite the welcoming party at the end of the day. When we get another scroll, what scrolls are left un-ID'd at the moment if we take a peek? Butterflies and summoning, so it's one of the two. Both fairly useful in their own right, even though I'm secretly hoping that it's more on the summoning side. And what can I get rid of for now? I potentially should just enchant up one of my axes. Can't quite decide if I want to use the electrocution for the entire game. We'll probably want to swap off for Zot, but then heavy could be an interesting option. I guess especially as a berserker, and having a decent amount of haste potions mixed with the Armator's innate potion-loving tongue does mean that the heavy weapon, we can get down to attacking at regular speed without too much of a concern, and then it's gonna hit like a truck. So that is very interesting. So we're currently at 0.8, so I'm hoping that we won't need too much more shield skill as it continues to climb here before we're at min delay. I'm guessing, yeah, this is still at 1.1, unfortunately. So that's generally where I draw the line at this stage in the game. If it's going to take more than one turn to attack, then it's probably not quite worth the exchange at this stage. But not too shabby. We know that the majority of this floor is now cleared out, so it does leave us with a bit more comfortability as we clear out the rest of the area here. Hello, my dragon friends, and geez, hydras again. So let's swap back to our flame brand and just start taking off heads here. Fantastic. Holy moly. Taking a little more damage than I would like again. We have 5 heads, 5 heads, and 4 heads. Oh, we are slowed. That would potentially explain some of the issue. I'm kind of burning through health potions right now. Glad I did, though, as we take way more damage than I might have expected. Again, it's so bad that my gut instinct is just go rage mode, and we'll probably kill everything. What's the worst that can happen? But let's instead play it a bit on the safe side, and if they come at us one at a time there, we at least have a little bit more of an opportunity to take off heads and feel a little bit safer about our overall survivability. And we'll let you come to me. Ooh, geez, Shambling Mangrove and Thorn Hunter, Vine Hunter. What are you called again? Thorn Hunter. Perfect. So not completely out of my mind. We did get in one of our many guesses, which maybe not completely fair, but here we are. And oh, we are on Swamp 4. I thought we were on Swamp 3 still for whatever reason. So I was about to comment on the fact that I wouldn't have expected to see the kind of Dragon Lair finale here. But never mind, scratch that. It is very much expected on Swamp 4. And hopefully that means that we're very, very close to picking up our rune here. So we deal a nice chunk of change there, not even giving the Shambling Mangrove an opportunity to phone in their friends, and lovely. We do pick up the rune, nice tempo, making our way through layer. Again, faster than I expected, seeing as how I thought we were still on layer 3. So nothing to complain about there, and I think we're then ready. We're just about ready to head up to Spider, which is going to be a bit of an adventure in its own right for sure. At least no Hydras here, so we don't have to worry quite so much about swapping to our weapon. Is there anything else I would like to do to prepare for the area? We have poison resistance, we have decent armor class. You know what? I think we should, all in all, be fairly well off. As long as we're careful, especially with these sons of guns. 3d23 is a lot of damage, and there we go. Our lovely summon takes care of most of our problems. Don't know if we need more shields. I guess fighting is always kind of a safe bet, so we can start there. And let's take another peek here. Oh, it does look like we've now hit min delay with our shields. Not so much on the heavy, though. So that's interesting. I guess we're maybe just the slightest bit shy of a perfect score when it comes to attack delay here. Oh, wow. Right, I kind of didn't realize just how contaminated we were getting. Whoopsie daisies. So teleportitis, deterioration, and frailty, none of which are great. Only have 5 mutation potions, but I think I will take one, mostly trying to get rid of frail. And there we go, we get rid of everything and end up with just poison resistance. Oh right, because even mutation potions are more effective on us, so I think the shuffling, the number that we get rid of, is higher. But we still only get one guaranteed good one at the end of it. Regardless, being naturally resistant to poison is lovely. Does mean that I should do a quick peek. Are there any rings that I would prefer to be wearing here? Yes, we could wear a ring of evasion if we wanted. Otherwise, I think we're doing fairly well on resistances. Oh, I would have to buy the ring of evasion too. +5 evasion would bring us to a better spot, all things considered, from a defensive standpoint. All the way up in D3, hey? Sure, let's go for it. Should be a fairly uneventful journey on our way up, and then we can just quickly grab that bad boy. Between that or Dex, but yeah, I think we'll go with the evasion here. Fantastic. And throw that son of a gun on right away before heading right back down into Spider. And yeah, some innate poison resistance is definitely nothing to complain about. Hopefully it'll pay off once we get a better selection of rings. I'm sure there's something we could use a little bit more desperately in the future. Again, especially if we can get a ring with like electricity resistance, that's pretty huge. I'm just kind of crossing my fingers and hoping that we don't get too many spark wasps. Generally not too much of a mainstay of Spider, but especially in Spider 4, you can find yourself in a bit of a nasty spot in that regard. +7 Rapier of Spite, Chaos Rapier, very interesting. Well, we'll let the Orb Spider murder their own friend. Fantastic. Ooh, and Ghost Moth. Shouldn't be too much of an issue for us. We do manage to take them down. It's nice not being a caster for once, seeing as how those sons of guns are usually the just absolute bane of my existence. So that is just fantastic. And otherwise, things are going relatively smoothly. Turns out that scroll was butterflies instead of summoning, so that's a bit of a shame, but not too bad at the end of the day. still is pretty likely to be able to save my life at some point or another, so I will gladly pick it up, especially now that we have full awareness as to what it do. And then we'll definitely head upstairs with all these buddies. Don't want to get too much corrosion. I guess the slow went away, so there must have been, yeah, torpor snail. There's also, would you look at that, a spark wasp, just what we were hoping for. Then in that case, let's head to unexplored stairwell and see if we can't get a little more lucky here. I mean, taking the pharaoh ant up to a slightly emptier area is probably worth it. And similarly, we'll take all these sons of guns upstairs. Fantastic. And just slowly but surely weed out all of our good old friends here. And you know what, let's just head upstairs. Wait out a few turns real quick. And I don't really want to deal with both of these sons of guns at once. Especially as we start to gain quite the crowd there. Turns out we make a lot of noise just across the board, or at least that's what it's looking like here. I don't know why that is. We're not going berserk, because that can often be the case. As you go berserk and you start screaming at the top of your lungs, and that's a surefire way to gain the attention of some new friends. Ooh, let's see. Cloak. More poison resistance. I mean, I'll pick it up. Because why the heck not at this point? And should be able to chase down the orb spider there. Fantastic. Once again, we can split the pharaoh ant off from their friends here. Before we head back down, let's put on our brand new cloak here. Fantastic. And now fighting a broodmother on the stairs is lovely. We can always run away if things are not going our way, or if we get too many summons causing issues. And in fact, let's just rage up to murder you as quickly as we possibly can. Beautiful stuff. And that should be pretty much the biggest part of this floor. There is still that spark wasp somewhere. Oh, hey, speak of the devil. Hello, my friend. Oh, and another rad roach as well. That's fantastic. Just what you wanted to see. Well, we can use our rampage roll to get a little bit of extra distance. Fantastic. And then let's actually head upstairs, and we might as well try to get a little bit of extra distance between me and them, and then we can at least soften them up with some boomerang throws, and that is fantastic. Much better there. And that puts us on a decent pace here to finish off Spider 2, and hopefully the rest of Spider follows in relatively short order while we're at it. Happy to see some gloves here. +2 pair of gloves, hide and seek. Evocable blink and evocable invisibility. Evocable blink is good, but gloves of hurling are hard to say no to, especially as we get a little closer to a point where we can rely a bit more heavily on throwing. So that's a tough call. I guess we could pick it up for now. Get rid of Wand of Flames. Let's pick up the gloves. And we can think about it. Put it on the back burner temporarily. Let's focus on finishing off the rest of the branch here. And then we can always decide what our next best plan of action is. Fantastic. And hopefully we can kind of just tab our way through the majority of the rest of the floor here. Fortunately, the rad roach is not doing quite so much contamination this time, especially now that we're actually paying, at least the slightest bit of attention. That's always a good thing. Instead of just blindly flying by the seat of our pants, we can pay closer attention and make sure we're not doing anything too silly. I'm also thinking back now to where we were just being absolutely overcrowded on the previous floor, and potentially it was from webs, because I know that triggering web spots and getting webbed up in Spider does have the effect of drawing the attention of any nearby spiders, so it's almost like a miniature alarm trap. So maybe that's what was going on in the background. Would make a certain amount of sense. Hello, my ghost moth friend. Well, we can probably just stand our ground here. We'll Trog's Hand just to ensure a little bit of additional survival. Try to bring in a rage-filled buddy as well. Oh, there were 2 ghost moths. How about that? Then we can heal wounds to start off. Fortunately, don't go too positive on that, so maybe haste is going to be that there next just to counteract the slow. Now I almost don't want to kill off anything to my left because the rad roach is going to be a big problem. Because I could bring out javelins here, might be the answer. Try to take care of the torpor snail. Yeah, we'll go with another heal wounds. Okay. Now things are looking a little bit too dire. So we'll start there. Again, let's try to take out the torpor snail. Maybe some of these rad roaches while we're at it. Holy moly. No matter how you slice it here, we're just at risk of taking a crap ton of damage. There we go. We take care of some of those buddies. The broodmother is also a problem. Okay, I think teleportation is probably going to be that there next. In fact, let's swap over to our silver javelins and try and get a little bit more damage in. Fantastic. We did accidentally throw a net there while I was not paying attention, but that's fine. Oh, and there we go. Even kill off one of our new invisible friends. Perfect.